So in Unit 9, and you can see I have the charts open and I'm on the Unit 9 tab, we have some verbs that work like Gustar. And if you forgot or you weren't with us for first semester or you just want a refresher, I'm going to kind of show you how they're the same. So when you click these notes, it will open this page. Okay? But what I'm going to do is I'm going to just show you a little bit how these steps for using all these words up here. And these are the words you can find at the bottom of Unit 9. So these are all the ones from Lesson 4. And these are all verbs that work just like Gustar. So you're not going to say, I'm bored. You're going to say something is boring to you. You're not going to say, like, my leg hurts. You say, my leg is hurting me. So, in other words, we don't say encantar, which means to please very much or to love. So if I say, me encanta el libro, that would mean the book is enchanting to me. Okay, if I say me falta, I don't know, me faltan zapatos, I'm missing shoes, the shoes are missing from me. So each one of these works that same way. So let's take a look at the notes. Okay, so these are all the verbs copied over from that Unit 9. And then the steps for using them in a sentence are 4. So step 1, step 2, and then step 3 and step 4. So let's see what I'm talking about when I say these are just like Gustar. So when we say we like something, or really something is pleasing to someone, we start with step 1 and we pick one of these from under here, exactly the same as what we're going to do now. See how these are exactly the same. So what we look for is these parentheses right here. If you want to say I like something, then you would start with step 1, a mí. If you want to say he likes something, you would use step 1, a él. If you want to say we like something, we would start step 1 with a nosotros. You see how that works? Now, if we want to say name likes, that would be like John likes or Mary likes. Then we would start with a John or a Mary. Same thing like this one down here where it's talking about a plural noun. This would be like a mis amigos, to my friends. Okay, so once you've chosen something from step 1, now it's just easy. You follow the dotted line. So if something is pleasing to me, I follow the dotted line from step 1 to step 2, and I come up with me. If I want to say he likes something, I would start with a él, and then I follow this dotted line over to step 2, and I would get le. Notice all of these guys share one indirect object pronoun. All of these ones in step 2, these are indirect object pronouns. So sometimes some of the subjects will share a pronoun. Sometimes, like in this case, me, I get one all by myself. Nobody shares this one with me. You don't get it. You get one all by yourself as well. And so do we. We get one all by ourselves. But when we're talking about he, she, you formal, or like, someone's name, or the plural of that, which you see down here, this is called third person. Those guys over there are third person, whether they're singular or plural. Those are the ones that would get lay and lace. Okay, so the step 1 and step 2 are exactly the same. They're exactly the same for all of these verbs as well. So there's a lot of words that work like gustar. Okay, and there's even more than this, but these are just the ones we're learning right now. So when you get to step 3 and step 4, that's where things change. So right when we were learning gustar, you could either have gusta, the singular, or gustan, the plural. Well, it's exactly the same thing here, just with different words. So aburre comes from aburrir, which is an IR verb. So the third person singular, right? The el, ea, usted form is aburre. Doler will be duele. Encanta, we're looking for the el, ea, usted form, but you don't even have to worry about that because I've already done it for you right here. So if the thing that enchants you or bores you or interests you or whatever it is something singular, then you're going to use what you see here in step 3. So in other words, if I wanted to say the book, one book, bores me, I could say a mí me aburre el libro. The book is boring to me. If my foot hurts, I could say a mí me duele el pie. The foot, something singular, is hurting me. And you could do that with each one of these verbs as long as what you have in step 4 is something singular or an infinitive, something that someone can do. But anyway, that's the idea. Infinitives and singular things go with these third person singular forms of these verbs. Putting an N on the end makes them third person plural. So the third person plural forms, which is like the ellos or ustedes form, those are used when you have something plural. So if I wanted to say the books, plural, bore me, I could say a mí me aburren los libros. They are boring to me. Now we're going to actually look at some examples with each one of these, but I just wanted to make sure that you're clear on these steps 3 and 4. Let's see them in action. So hopefully that sinks in a little better. Okay. Always do steps 1, 2, 3, and 4. Well, yes and no. Okay. I put that there because that's how formal Spanish is spoken. But really, you can ignore step 1 a lot of the time because me is the only indirect object pronoun that goes with me, a mí. So if I just say me gusta, well, you know it's me who likes something. Me can't be he likes. Me can't be we like. Me can't be they like. It can only be I like. So for these ones, a mí me, that this part can go. For all the ones that have just one indirect object pronoun per subject, you know what I mean? So if there's only one thing on each side of this, step 1 can go away. But for ones like this, step 2, where it can be a él, a ella, a usted, a John, you can't get rid of this step 2, right? Because it could be 4 different subjects. If I just said to you le gusta or le aburre or le duele, you wouldn't know of which le I'm talking about. I'm talking about him, her, you, someone else, because this one can go with more. So when you're doing the third person singular or the third person plural ones, you really do need to have the step 1 in there. But for a nosotros, you just don't need it. You could just say nos, te, me if you wanted. Otherwise, keep all the steps in. If it helps you to do all 4 steps every single time, great. Stick with that because you'll definitely not be wrong. All right, so aburrir, which means to bore. So a Tony le aburren. Notice we use the plural aburren because los programas is plural. And that's what we talked about right here. Something plural goes with the plural form of the verb. So a Tony le aburren los programas musicales. Musical programs bore Tony. A nosotros nos aburre la película policíaca. So the crime movie bores us, but it's one movie. And so you get the singular of this. It's a good example to show you that it doesn't matter that we are a plural group of people. We aren't doing anything. The movie is the thing doing something, and it's boring to us. Okay, so that's why these work a little different than other sentences you've put together. Doler, which means to hurt or to ache, could say a ti te duele la cabeza. And again, here you could just say te duele la cabeza. So we would just need to focus on duele is in the singular form, in the third person singular, because la cabeza is a singular noun. Only one head, right? We've only got one of those. Encantar, which means to please very much or to love. So I could say me encantan los programas de la vida. And I pulled these right out of your notes. So I don't know if you can click on any of this stuff, but if you can, it'll bring you to your notes. Otherwise, if not, I don't know if any of these are clickable links. So me encantan los programas de la vida real. Okay, so los programas is plural. And that's why they are pleasing to me, right? We're not saying I love like we do in English. We're saying they are incredibly pleasing to me. Faltar, which means to be missing something. So you can say les. See here, we don't know who say they're missing. We don't know that les means there. It could be you all. So if they want to make this, we have to say a ellos. Now we know it's them. A ellos les faltan $2. So they are lacking $2. If they were lacking $1, this N would come off because it'd be singular, right? But since it's $2, $2, then this is plural. So a ellos les, this is step 1 from above. This is step 2 from above. This is step 3. And we picked the one with the N on the end because step 4 is something plural. Okay, a couple more if you want to look at interesar So this is vosotros, but they're the only ones it can be. So vosotros os interesa una película de horror. So does the scary movie interest all of you guys? Quedar, which means to fit. A ti te queda esta camisa bien. That's right now. Now we have step 1, step 2, step 3. And then esta camisa, this shirt. There are times where you can do it like that. Let me show you though. Yeah, so I wanted to put the other one back in there. I mean, it's not exactly wrong. Esta camisa te queda bien. That is definitely a way you could say it, but it's out of order. And if that makes it confusing for you while you're learning, just stick with the order that we've learned because that way is also correct and they mean the exact same thing. Okay, so if you want to keep thinking step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, stick with those steps while you're still learning. But yes, this other one really it could be used that way. Now, kedar can also be used to say like what somebody has left. Okay, so it can either mean to fit or to have left. It's a little bit weird. It can mean like to stay as well, like quedarme. So this verb is a little bit weird, but me quedan 10 minutos. So it's saying 10 minutes. They are left. So it's plural. They are left for me, is what they're saying there. All right, so this is how you use the verbs like gustar. Please feel free to refer back to these notes as needed and let me know if you need any help.